Yeah. Juice guys of the day. I mean, it was exciting. This was a long one today. I know the biggest thing that we're looking for is just a competitive edge and a realm of toughness. And a couple guys that showed it. Steven gave it to Case and Kitchen. I think he's done an amazing job through the first a few days. Javinsky gave it to Kyle Martin. He's been taking the second center reps, and it's going to be a great competition there. And then Coach White gave it to Keith Brown. I thought Keith had a good job today. Just got to teach him a little bit about how we practice. I think he was taking guys to the ground a little bit too much, but it's great to see that versus trying to get them to be aggressive. So it's a good start.
I was going to say, when you wanted to teach a guy how you guys practice, it's probably a lot at least easier or better for you guys to say, hey, we don't necessarily go this hard rather than, hey, you need to be trying harder.
Well, I think we talk about mature competitors, but yeah, I'd rather say whoa than giddy up. But I just told the guys in the team kind of huddle after is that you can see that this is year 3. Guys understand the expectation. They know how to practice. They know how to transition, and the little things will lead to big things eventually.
I got to put you on the spot at least once during the first week. Week 1, offensive and defensive, who are your top guys?
Wow. Well, I think number one, the guy that stood out the most probably defensively is Cyrus Webster. Just the way he plays and the intangible pieces that he possesses. But probably Tyson Durant is that close 1B because he has shown that he's capable of making some big plays. I think offensively, just really like where, Carlos Hernandez and Josh Meredith have really taken the step up in their game. Essa Pole would be the other one that probably says he's different than he was a year ago, and we're going to need a bunch of those guys. I think you saw it a little bit today. I mean, John pulled one and just shook a defensive lineman and took it for about 30. John's got a slightly quicker, more powerful release, where I think Zevi is just kind of that savvy in the pocket spot thrower. Sometimes there's been a couple of times on tape, you're like, how the heck did he get it in this window? He's seen so much. He's calm, cool, and collected at all times. So a lot of similarities, but definitely they're each individual. Well, I mean, we had 2 quarterbacks at sometimes last year, but we'll see how that package kind of develops. But at the end of the day, if we don't feel good going into week 1, we'll play each one of them until someone earns the job the right way. So I don't want to do that, but at the end of the day, someone's got to take it over, and it's going to be a long process. No, yeah, he'll definitely compete at free safety. That's what we brought him in to do, him, Boogie, and Leighton out there. So I think he's done a good job being a playmaker through the first 3 days. The biggest thing I look for, because we had a huge install today, he could handle it mentally, and I think that's the first step in allowing yourself to go play fast and free.
Saw maybe a little more run work today, just to get pads on, and as you said, installation day.
Yeah.
Just from that unit as a whole, it seems 4 guys really splitting those first and second team reps. I know Josh Joyner getting in there a little bit, but from those 4 guys, Wayshawn, DP, Leo, and Javinsky, what have you kind of seen from that quad?
Well, first, they are very similar yet different. I think Javinsky is still that big power back. Leo has that shiftiness that I think can really navigate some traffic in there. And I think Wayshawn's proven to really be an all-around guy with some toughness. So that'll really happen, Jamie, and separate itself so we can get to some live action come next week at this time. And DP's just the stalwart, right? So never count him out. He's a guy that can do everything. In every situation we put him in, he's answered the bell come the season. So excited for those guys, and we're going to get those guys targeted carries in every scrimmage. It can't be something where one guy gets 1 guy gets 10 to 12. So we got to see those guys compete at the highest level, and that'll really get going next week in the first scrimmage.
I know he's actually still technically here because apparently he can't leave, but with RJ Stone gone, who is the new champion of the loudest player on this field?
Wow, that is good. The very first practice we had on Tuesday, I was yelling, ones are up, and all of a sudden I hear this echo. I thought I was done with that echo. No, RJ's still around, and it's been awesome. He killed his pro day. Right now we're still finding those voices. I would say it's Devin Kalani, probably hands down. He just has that kind of voice and energy, and the O-line has this little womp womp, right, that they do, and it's just fun to see. All right, guys, thank you. Go Cougs.